Is this hostility towards conservatives new, or are they just saying the quiet part out loud now?
I think they have the bully pulpit right now to say it out loud. It's not. I don't think it's. I don't think it permeates Hollywood to the degree that you think it is. I think there is a nature among liberal thinkers to form packs, to form groups, whereas the conservative mind is basically an individual, and they're tougher to find and certainly tougher to poll.
How is this manifesting itself in Hollywood for actors such as yourself? Is this a real blacklisting, or is this just making life more difficult?
Well, I mean, let me just say that I'm embarrassed for both of them. And I'll say this because I know them both, and I've worked with Debra before. They're both smart people. They do wonderful work. But they're pushing a case that falls apart from the sheer weight of its lunacy, as though the Hollywood community needs to be purged of this social and intellectual hygiene problem called conservative thinking. And it just, it falls, it underscores the fact that we aren't receptive to diversity of thought, which is the exact opposite of what you feel the liberal way would be. And I find that obscene.
That's actually an interesting way of looking at it, of sort of exactly what you would think of inclusion and being willing to think about all sorts of different viewpoints is not the one that is there. This is what Ted Cruz had to say on Twitter about it. Tolerant Hollywood, burn them, burn the witches. So, as a conservative actor, this is how you make your living. Do you worry that there is going to be, maybe not a blacklisting, but people are going to say, look, it's just easier not to deal with conservatives because we don't want to deal with the fallout of being named and shamed like by Messing and her co-star?
Well, I mean, I agree to that. I agree with that to some degree. It's very difficult to be a conservative in Hollywood because you really do feel, even though there are many of us, you do feel like you're an island fighting the storm. But as I say, it stops the notion of that artistic expression really is the act of the infinite possibility. All viewpoints must be observed and respected. So at the same time we are supporting free thinking, we also have to support free receptors. People that will allow other ideas to infect them. Some of the best conversations I ever had on the Seinfeld set were with Michael Richards, who thinks totally differently than I do. But I couldn't wait to present him with an issue or something because I was always interested in his perspective on it, and I was always fascinated. My dearest friend Bryan Cranston, another liberal thinker, certainly opposite to me, he and I can sit for hours discussing an idea. And I love that. I cherish that. Yeah. Not with the premise of trying to convince each other.
Yeah, it does seem to be lost in the conversation now. I only got about 20 or 30 seconds, but is this solely because of how abhorrent these actors now find President Trump, or is it actually the conservative ideals they're taking on?
Well, I think it's more the fact, listen, we've had conservative ideals for decades. It's the fact that they are predisposed to not liking the man at the top right now.
All right. John O'Hurley there in Los Angeles today. We appreciate you starting Labor Day with us, sir, and we'll be talking to you. This issue's not going away.